Studies and City University, I heartily welcome our today's guest speaker, Dr. Nancy Juneja, for an expert talk on the entrepreneur mindset, innovate or evaporate. Please give them a big hand.
Thank you.
Dr. Nancy Juneja is an international author, TEDx speaker, founder and CEO of REVUP Life Skills and co-founder of MENTORx. She holds a bachelor degree in business administration, post-graduation in international marketing, and PhD in psychology. She has 18 years of hands-on experience in key performance areas like management, administration, manufacturing, and mentoring of entrepreneurs. At such young age, her life is fully loaded with enriched experiences and achievements. She is Karamveer Chakra holder from United Nations. She is also conferred with Youth in Icon of Punjab Award 2021 by Punjab Youth Development Board. Nari Shakti Award by Brij Bhumi Foundation for contribution in education amongst 51 most influential women. She also acted as a spokesperson at Women Entrepreneur Budget 2021 at Atmanirbhar Bharat. Her achievements were so much that it was difficult for me to sum up them in such a short time. But that's it. She is an in-demand people transformation coach and leadership mentor with the knack of sensing audience needs and latest business priorities. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out your precious time today. Your presence and wise words will definitely magnify our cause in the best possible way. Thank you so much.
Let's have a wonderful good afternoon. Yeah? So good afternoon to one and all. That's amazing. That's amazing. Superb. So I feel this is a bright, bright and genius students of CTU. And trust me, when we talk about entrepreneurship mindset, when we talk about the topic which is here, it surely adds smiles to my face. It surely is something which puts energy in us. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. But while I was listening there, all these accolades, all these designations, and my entrepreneurship journey just reflected back. So, there are days when you recall that how did I get here? Yeah? How did I get here? How did I earn this journey? And that's how, we recall everything that we passed through. And this is what you will be, interfacing today in a couple of minutes from now. This has surely been a very rewarding time. And boys and girls, this must be the crucial golden hour of your life. You must thankful to your university who is arranging all the wisdom out here from the industry leaders, because trust me, this session, if any one of you go out with some of the pointers which actually, help you in your entrepreneurship journey ahead, this is something terrific. So are you ready? Yes. Let's have more energy. So let's have a BIO from you. You know what is BIO stands for? It's bring it on. So let's have a BIO from you. This side. BIO, bring it on. Yes. Do we have energy here? Do we want more energy here? That is what energy attracts energy. Yeah. So let's actually start with % energy right here. So as the topic suggests, what we actually dwell upon here. This is not working. So what we actually dwell upon here, entrepreneurship mindset, what we think upon it. What is a mindset? What is entrepreneur? Definitely we'll be open to QA session post the, this session, but who is an entrepreneur? I'll manage there. So, what happens? Yeah. So what happens when we talk about entrepreneurship? And while I was walking towards your corridors, trust me, that gave me the feeling of entrepreneurship just stepping up to the second floor. Wow. What you see in your corridors of the university are biggest entrepreneurs who made their win from no one to someone. The journey of person to personality. Yeah, from nobody to somebody. It is really fantasy to hear from the industry leaders, but how did they do? It is not important to be an entrepreneur. Everybody here, it's not important that we need to be an entrepreneur. When I was in my campus days, I never thought I would be this, I would be this. I was just giving 100% to what I was doing. Yeah, making my presence felt in whatever I was doing. And that is expected out of the students here. Yes, even if after 2 decades in my entrepreneurship journey, what I'm doing here, making my presence felt, giving 100%. Because it is not, the journey will go on. It is not just what you see here. It will just go on, because entrepreneurship is a dynamic journey. As we begin with, who is an entrepreneur? Trust me, while you see upon the journeys of biggest entrepreneur, I'm sure that you must be, going through the case studies and watching, the series like Young Turks, and probably reading through the journals, having a knack of things, that what is happening around. Is it? Yeah. So when I'm talking to the students, I feel they already have this knack of things. So it is like, who is an entrepreneur? So how many of you wish to be a job creator? How many of you wish to be an entrepreneur? A show of hands. Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. That's amazing. How many of you here have really an idea in their mind that this is probably I want to dwell in 5 years from now? Wow, this is terrific. Thank you for the wonderful response. And how many of you really are job seekers? Great. So a couple of them job creators, job seekers, and what are the rest of us doing here? So well, we'll come back to it. So definitely, the people who are ready to take the risk, who are ready to innovate, they are the entrepreneurs. Today, I feel how the digital economy has opened up all these opportunities to us. Last 2 years, not to mention, but we have seen all the economic cycles in each and every business. When you talk about economic cycles, I'm talking about everything, from setting up to boom to recession. But we have seen how we as professionals, as entrepreneurs, as academicians, actually were thinking out of box, that how to, add innovation today. Because if we add innovation, only then we are surviving. There was a time when option A was not working, and we have to think of option B, option C. So now we know that all rules of entrepreneurship are right there. It is not that if you are a first time entrepreneur or first generation entrepreneur, only then you have to follow this and be really possessive upon getting innovation in your business. Now you have to think every now and then. I mean, we say our business are set, but is it? The knowledge we have, it gets obsolete in 24 hours. The entrepreneurship journey that we are living in, unless and until we infuse enthusiasm in them and innovation in them, what are we thinking for? I mean, there's so many competitors. The ideas you already have, if we start discussing them, they're already out there on the web. What matters is how you conduct it. Yeah, so it is the time to rethink and to grow upon. It is a time to unlearn, learn and relearn. So let's usher into the new era of opportunities right here. And while talking about this, I will surely share my journey too. So when we talk upon the trends here, transforming the world, I feel there's so much we have to do. We don't have to watch the whole staircase. I mean, how I will be the entrepreneur, how I will reach the pinnacle of success, how I'll be that big startup, how I'll do this, how. When you talk about all these how, we are talking about why. You need to ask your why I am doing this, why I'm thinking to do this. You have to have a strong reason. Is there an idea with you? According to scientific statistics, there are 75,000 to 80,000 thoughts that come in your mind every day. Is it a news to you? Yeah. So while all these thoughts come to us, which are really the ones which we can convert into ideas? Which are the ones which are practicality? And while we talk upon ideas here, are we just talking upon ideas which will be converting? Yeah, or we are talking about someday some idea will click and yes, I'll present it to the world outside. It doesn't happen that someday in some island out there. Life is not so easy. There are no free lunches out here. I'll be very, very, candid, but I'll be very practical too. Being an entrepreneur is working 24/7, be it physically or be it mentally. So while I talk upon entrepreneurship here, I talk about what you're doing right now. That is what matters. I mean, talking about you, just introspect. How many of you have already enrolled probably, in some or the other internships? We look forward to our colleges. What are we doing ourselves also? Not just internship, getting the letter of recommendation, making your own profiles, because while we all do that, that is a journey. Probably there are some of the students who actually do a case study and interview the entrepreneurs. They think out of box. Let me interview the journey of different entrepreneurs, and while interviewing them, the idea clicks. So I'm saying idea doesn't click one day anywhere. You have to go through that process. Is it? Are you with me? So there's a process towards it. You know, a seed doesn't come to a fruit without the complete cycle. Is it? So it has to go through the process. Similarly, every human being, what I see in you are the people who are blooming with ideas, but there's no direction. So you need to have the action plan. Yes, and when we have the action plan, we need to see what is the seed, what is this idea, and what I'm doing for it, which domain it is. Am I meeting people? Have I joined these networking groups? I'm talking to you the real crux, the root. It is not theory, okay, do all this. It is not a startup manual of do's and don'ts. Okay, boss, do this and you will be entrepreneur in some time. Not at all. Not at all. It is something trial and tested. It is something which dwells upon the E of the entrepreneurship, which is experience, the kind of work X you are doing right now. Yeah? So by work X, it doesn't mean the experience you are having by internships only or by working under someone. No. Work X is what are you doing? Are you designing your day? Are you literally designing your day, that what I have to do 9 to 10 a.m., 10 to 11 a.m., apart from even the colleges when it is a holiday, what I can do more for my journey, which will help me, which will enhance my skills. Are you with me? A yes, a big yes. Are you with me? Yes. Now that is what, you know, while we see upon all this, it is an eye opener that 5 essential elements that need to, you know, lead to success, you know, according to statistics, is again the idea. And how you generate this idea? By doing all this regularly. It is not someday, somewhere, I will do. I will do. I will do will happen by today. What are we doing today? You know, have you subscribed to the business news journals, newspapers, reading through them, internships, letter of recommendations, profile building? Do you know the top 10 entrepreneurs who made their way? Do you know the 3 unicorns India has come up with in lockdown? Do you know the startup journey of so many? Because unless and until you are revolving yourself out of those news, only then your idea will dwell into it. Yeah? So let's make sense out of it while we talk about ideas, making your team and all this business model and the funding. It all will happen. It all will be taken care of. First, it is you who need to, you know, go through this journey. So let's just see, it's not important to be an entrepreneur, but it is very important to have an entrepreneurship mindset. I repeat again, it's not important that every one of us will be glorious entrepreneur one day. Everyone has their own journey. You know, but to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be, what you need to do? Have an entrepreneurship mindset. The how, the why, the action plan, and then comes the when. Unless and until you write the date with something you have to do, it is just another diary. It becomes a goal when you put a date to it, that by so and so, I need to meet so and so and I need to discuss my idea. I need to dwell on it. I need to probably present a project report. All this will start and your mind will do brainstorming. Yeah. So while we look upon it, you know, how to develop your entrepreneurship mindset. That is what probably we covered. You know, that growth mindset, moving from that fixed mindset is very, very important. So while we see, just see your journey. What were the traits when I actually stood for my own decision making? What were the traits in entrepreneurship in me that I came up with? Probably you helped someone solving their own problem. So when you have all these abilities, problem solving ability, creative thinking, definitely, you know, you're paving your way towards it. And while we talk upon all that, how shortly we can do that? Again, getting back to the roots. What is this journey of no one to someone and innovate or evaporate? As the tagline say, innovate or evaporate. That is the only thing. That's a thumb rule. So make your presence felt. What you see here, they're all the communications that you can do via social media. Yeah? And if I may ask, how many of you are bloggers? How many of you are bloggers? Raise a hand. How many of you own your websites? How many of you have actually thought of an idea and presented it to someone? You felt like that I am confident and I need to present it to someone. A show of hands? If not, this is an eye-opener for you. So do you want to be the front runner? Who is the one who said yes? That's superb. Do you want to be an influencer? And do you want to be impactful? Yes? If the answer to all these three is yes, you are in a, you are in a valid room. Otherwise not, mind you. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you are the front runner. You are the one who's not seeing left and right before answering a question. You just straight away hands up and you're coming to the mentor, discussing it. Yeah. So that is the spirit that you need to come up with. So making your presence felt, and not just by your views, by connecting to your network, by actually making your own net worth. Your network is your net worth, and that is, again the thumb rule for entrepreneurship. Is it? Yeah. So that is what, so while we talk about generating the idea and we discuss upon why this idea is important, like what is the problem I'm solving in the society? What is the idea? Idea is the something whose demand will be high only when you solve some problem. So what is it? What it is, why we are doing it, all of this, how, where. So this chart should revolve around you. So that is what matters. It is not, once upon a time I have an idea, it will be fulfilled. No ways. Life is not so easy that it will just be a red carpet welcome for it, because there's so many with that idea, but it depends upon a lot many other things, the zeal in you, the urge in you to convert it into the action plan. That is what matters. So, how we do it, what we are doing, which is the idea which will actually go to the final level, all this matters. So while we talk upon, digital transformation, we've talked a lot upon digital transformation. What we saw in the last 2 years is something which was the need of the hour, and now we are living with this fact. It is not something which is just fade away with the time. There's so many life lessons that we have heard that we have to be our own digital. That is the key of success. Today, you have the power to create, being in Punjab and creating a global customer base. How? For any damn thing. So trust me, that is the innovation in entrepreneurship that we are talking about. So when we talk about innovation, we're talking about creating something new. Is it? Superb. I see the wonderful smiles there and I see you relating to it. That is really nice. So how many of you think that you have the creativity to come up with it? That is so nice. That is so nice. Unless and until you believe in yourself, there's no one else who would believe in you. Is it? Yeah. So while we talk upon all this, definitely you need a support, you need a mentor in your entrepreneurship journey, and that is how we move upon. I'll say innovate or evaporate, as we say. What are we doing in our own persona today to innovate? Yeah. Because otherwise, we are just someone who is sitting here. Yeah. So, definitely there have been many challenges in the Indian economy. We have seen a lot in the, economic impact. But what here matters is now is the time to rebound. Now is the time to be innovate. And this is the best time that the people who wish to make a dent in society can do that. Because they know what was the loop, why we were lacking. They got time to improve. So trust me, I feel there's never a time of business growth, more revolution like today. If you really want to come up with idea, you actually know what to hop upon. So trust me, if I take little time just to have a flashback, from sharing the life lessons to the entrepreneurship journey, and it just goes on. So while we talk about entrepreneurship journey, my first entrepreneurship venture started from REVUP Life Skills, and sharing the knowledge with students, with government officials, policy makers, coming out with my book. The journey forward was this, and trust me, what happened is it just unfolded. It just unfold. So, I belong to a family who runs schools by the name of Shanti Gyaniketan and Shanti Gyan Vidyapeeth in Delhi. Coming from there, I feel education is in my DNA. And I wanted to bring in the transformation in Indian education. Wanted to be Indian education to be there. And so came up with life skills. And when it matters, going there, what happened was we came up launching MENTORx. Educate, empower, elevate, as our tagline says. It is all about not just, educating, empowering, elevating the students, the startups, the women, the people, the social groups, each and everyone who wish their journey of passion to be there in the journey of profession. It was no looking back. I never thought that I could have done it, but it was just that stubborn child in me who wanted to build her own legacy. So what happens? You never think, okay, this is something you wish to do. The idea is there, the seed is there, but you have to follow that path, and maybe it will unwind that way. And that brought us, not just connecting to a lot of business houses, industrialists, startups. This is something which you see from MENTORx Mauritius, but it was moving towards more than 65 countries in a span of couple of years. And not just this, while we present upon different countries, I'll say for me entrepreneurship was sharing my lessons in my first home, then to my family school, then to my boundaries, I mean the city I belong to, the country I belong to, and then I got the chance to share it all across the globe. It is a gradual journey. I never jumped over it. Entrepreneurship is not ready-made. It was not a way that was given to you on a platter. It was not served on platter. You need to work over it. Opportunity doesn't come, it's very wonderful thing about opportunity. They come once in a while, very far and few in between. So you don't, if they knock the door, you don't have to pass by. You just have to grab it with both the hands. And there is no harm, thinking that I wish to have the entire cake. There's no harm unless you're harming someone. Why not? It is your life. You need to think big. You're here for a reason. You're attending this session for a reason. And trust me, the journey from where you're sitting and to be invited probably in your university to share your success story will be in some years from now. Yeah? Does it sound really a fantasy word? But it is all up to you. So, while we talk upon all this today, I feel, do a research. Start doing R&D in the company's success, the company's failures during this time. Dwell upon what is the need of the hour, what is the demand and supply in the market. Have that market analysis, have that grip over it. And once you see all this, once you have all this knowledge, you'll be able to gather that what are the factors of success. According to the statistics, this is a wonderful slide telling you, the timing. You have an idea, you sit with the idea and you don't convert it into action. Everything goes. So, it is not a manual that I say, okay, idea, then business plan, then, presenting it and so on, you will be there. It's not a fixed, guaranteed thing that you will be there. You need to have, the crux of that timing. Only then everything will follow. What we do, we think the startup is a wonderful word, the funding is a wonderful word, and just dwell over it. But we need to start with the basic level. Definitely while we talk about the startup stories, next time probably we'll have the startup story of CTU right here. Just think one thing, which is the sum up of today's session, your SWOT analysis. You must have done in your schools, maybe in your colleges, but do it every month. Whatever get measured, get improved. I repeat, whatever get measured, get improved. If you measure your own performance, there's a scope of improvement. If you don't measure, just let it go. It will just let it go. Just life is going on. You're coming daily here, you're going and, doing your home assignments, and the end of the story, it'll be, you get a degree at the end of years and it's okay. But there'll be someone amongst you who will make a mark. And that will happen when they will dwell into their strength. They will know what is good in me. They will meet their mentor with their strength. That this is good in me. What ideas I can really floor away to the market. And this is really required to have know your own weakness. Being your own critic. There is no fun. There's no fun being superior to someone else. The whole thing lies is being superior to your previous self. What you were, and you're better than your previous self. That is what matters. Yeah? So when we talk about the competitions here, when you talk about the dynamism here, just know about all this, about your own self. Once you know about your own self, then it is really adventurous to know about different companies around you, to know about different entrepreneurs around you, and then you will have a roadmap that this is my entrepreneurship journey. How I want to do it is this way. So I feel it is much that we've covered. When we talk about all this, if you know about their owners, if you know their journey, who were they? Who were they in their first year? And how did they just came into boom? How they all became the brands that it is a, everyday story in our homes. Like that, we need to actually be there, right there. Yeah, so not just this, when we talk upon anything, from if I say, okay, you need to book a hotel today, so who is the one? If you have to book a cab today, who is the one who launched it? I mean, gone are the times when we used to say there's someone who launched it. Nowadays, everyone is coming with something or the other, and there's so many people we're talking about, so many robust people. And thanks to India, the best of the minds, if you see overseas, they're all Indians. If you see the CEO of Google and so many out, so it is all this. So just dwell upon your strength. This is the life skills, again, new age life skills that you need to dwell for your entrepreneurship. Only then you are innovating. Only then, you're thinking at least, ki, I have to do something. Yeah? Sitting here, there are many people who will walk out today thinking, okay, let me prepare my strength. What is good in me? Let me talk out to my mentors. Let me just dwell on my idea. Let me see it. And trust me, I'll be more than happy to receive these mails like through the management. I mean, that people have actually think over. There's difference between acquiring knowledge and adapting knowledge. Today, it is just a click of your cell that the whole knowledge is bombarded. We're living in a society where ideas are everywhere, knowledge is massive, but we need to use it. Yeah? So let's just make the point of increasing our skills and using it so that we dwell in this journey. And soon you will realize, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. You will not realize, in the journey, it is so nice. It's a roller coaster ride of up and down. You will feel sometime you're at peak, you're discussing with people, your ideas are accepted, sometime not. There's so many challenges. But trust me, it is a wonderful journey when you look back and you feel, wow, this is how I made it. So I feel all the best to all of you. While we see all this, we can go on with the skills you need for entrepreneurship and discussing that what all we need. To think differently. We all know the examples. We use their devices day and night. But what they done was completely different. Keeping it really simple and making it big. So while, I leave you with the thought of think differently, I'll just say, he's right there in your corridors. If you have wished to inspire, you would have done by that. And you got again a chance to do that. So it is up to you whether, how and when you will be doing R&D for your own thing. You are your own biggest project. Just work on yourself. Thank you. Go first, make your presence actually felt with name and then question.
My name is Anmol.
Hi, Anmol. The question now. You're already in the, tell me.
You said at the start that you have also option B.
Yeah.
But how to manage option B while working with option A, lack of human resource?
Lack of human resource. Okay. So frankly, option A. So what is option A? Whatever you're already doing it. If it doesn't work, you're going to option B. When you're doing it together, it's known as diversifying. It's not switching over option A doing, option B doing. Okay. Option means either this or that. So first to correct you, if you're doing option A and if it's not working, the time is so volatile and dynamic that we have to shift to option B. Okay, and in the meanwhile, we can see where to bridge gap between option A. We can dwell upon the skills of the human resource, which have always have to be updated. So then there is no looking back. Thank you.
But how to present our idea to investors? How to find investors?
How to find investors? So surely it depends upon again, the product, the domain area you are in, and then you would be, finding across the industry leaders related to it, prepare a business pitch, project report, get the things lined up for yourself. Once you are confident, do an R&D or a test run amongst your city, amongst your mentors, and then go forward for in front of investors. Thank you. Anybody else? Thank you for the question. It was really thought-provoking. You can always ask a question when you think upon it. So asking question is an art. Yeah, wonderful.
My name is Joyce.
Hi, Joyce.
I want to ask you, what are some of the roles, or is there any specific role that entrepreneurs play in their society?
The roles entrepreneurs play.
The roles, ROLES, roles. Is there any roles that entrepreneurs play in their society?
Okay, are you rules you're saying? Wonderful. So really nice. I mean, see, again, now as entrepreneurship is dynamic, I mean, the domain you are in, the rules also keep on changing and transforming. Of course, when you are, launching something, you need to abide by the government regulations
I
in
mean,
the country.
as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. The role that as an entrepreneur would
Wonderful.
play in the
Roles
society.
entrepreneurs are playing in society. Wonderful. So, see, we are living in a global world. So, it's not just about India. It's about each and every country we are, we are dwelling in. So, once you're an entrepreneur, the roles you're playing is so versatile. I mean, actually, you're doing each and everything from being a promoter of your company to being, thinking about the financing and each and every department, be it HR, marketing, from the scratch, from the scratch, generating the idea to making your business plan, heading your team. So all these roles, not just in India, you have to do everywhere, irrespective of the demographic, irrespective of the locations, irrespective of, the gender. Once you're an entrepreneur, you're playing all the roles. Once you're an entrepreneur, your own self, multitasking. Always. I mean, though you have a wonderful team, though you will have, different departments, HR, marketing, finance, and everything, but you yourself have to have a knack of all the things. Only then you can sit there and, command and see where you can fill the gaps. Thank you.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Shall I add something to it? See, the entrepreneurs that people see when you're asking their roles, the most important thing they're doing is they're solving the problem that exists around. One. Second thing is they're innovating something. Any innovation you will see has come up, you will see an entrepreneur there. And whenever I come around students, I always say that if you face any problem, your next big thing, your next entrepreneur, you hold a datacorn or unicorn idea in your hand if you solve that problem. So
Yeah.
This is the biggest tool that an entrepreneur has. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Budding entrepreneurs will innovate and not evaporate. Thank you so much.